Good morning everybody, welcome to Carnation Crafts TV. I'm Laura, we have Bunny next door. I am very excited today because I think this is the stunning Floral Hell Deer die set. Now this is on a show price for you of $27.99. That is going to go back up at midnight tonight, so if you want to get it on that show price, make sure you get it today. It is the expansion pack from Held in a Moment, so you can see kind of some of the nods to Held in a Moment there in the samples, and we do have a Held in a Moment show today at 12, so if you want to see that, or maybe you missed out on that when that launched, make sure you join us at 12. We're gonna go the Floral Held Deer. So the artwork, you can see that on the die. This is what I'm going to show you now on the board. So this is the artwork that matches the Held in a Moment. So this, the florals here are the same colorways as Held in a Moment. So you can bring this in with your Held in a Moment collection, and that coordinates in perfectly with the florals on there. But as a bonus with this one, you're also getting this colorway, which is the new colorway for these, so you can see the difference there in the colors. I love this with the dark red. It's almost like purpley in the center, and then that pop of orange. They just look absolutely stunning. So you've got that corner and you've got that floral display. Now you've also got the decoupage there as well, but I always say use the decoupage completely separately too. Right, and I'm just going to show you as well, you will also get the new colorway for Held in a Moment. So this is the floral display from Held in a Moment. So you can see that the colorway in there now matches the colorway on the Floral Held Deer. So if you've already got this collection, you can download the additional colorway now. So you can see your floral there, and you do have them for the candle, the shoes, the handbag, the frame. They have got different colorways in a lot of these that you can download now. So you can go straight onto the website, download this now for free of charge. So you'll have this additional colorway to go with the new Floral Held Deer. So I'm just going to show you one more. So you can see your floral there with the bird, and then I'm going to bring this one in so you can see the bag and the shoes there. So I think there are a couple of extras in the other samples that we've got as well. So as I show you the samples, you'll probably see little accessories that have been added in using the new colorway. So you'll see them as well. So let's get... So you can see now the new florals there. But you can see the frame is different, so you can mix and match then the candle, and this one's a lovely way of showing, just using those little decoupage pieces, how you can really build that scene up. And then we've got the frame. Let me just pop that out. Look at that. So you can see you've got a different colorway there for the lamp, for the books, and for the leaves, so the foliage that fits around the frame. All of that is a brand new colorway that you can download now. It's there ready to go, and you can see it looks so lovely. And you know, you can mix and match these up, like the bag, you know, if you're making a card for somebody that likes handbags, you know, you could cut them out in those different colorways and just put multiples of the same one on there with the bag, with the shoes, and just have them like that. But I mean, look at that. So you can see the different colorway there in the candle as well. The florals in there, just absolutely amazing. The artwork on them, they are so detailed. You can make such a clean and simple looking card of these, and they just look absolutely amazing. Look at this one. Sue did this one. That's just a white cardstock with the florals on. And then this one, again, just using those decoupage pieces. Barbara did this one. Look at that. And I will say as well, the two of these have been made using the card shape, the die that comes with the floral Held in a Moment, so you can see where they have come from, because they are on a couple. I'm actually using this as well in my first demo, and they are on a couple of the samples. So you can see there, that would be the card. Ooh. So you can see where that's come from. They're just so pretty. That could be a wedding card, a sympathy card, an engagement card. It could be for so many occasions. There's so many samples. I think the design team have had fun with these. Look, I love the new colorway on the frame as well. It's like that, like rustic frame. We've got another one there, and then I got one more. Look at that. So pretty. I love the leaves in those colors with like the reds and the oranges. They just stand out so much. So there's some of the design team samples for you. Let's just pop these back, and then we'll get ready for a demo. And now I am just going to let you know 25% of the Floral Held here has already gone. I'm not surprised. I think this is going to be a really, really popular one based on the last set. So, and like I said, that price is going to go back up at midnight tonight. So if you do want to grab it, do grab it while it's on that show price, because obviously you have that saving in there then as well. Right, let's make a card. And I've got my Tuesday glue. I know, I'm doing so good. Now I got that card base, and I've just scored across the top, and we're going to glue those two little pieces together to make my card base. And then I will say as well, all of the perfect papers that I'm using are from Held in a Moment. So if you want to know where the papers are that I'm using, the cardstock for the matte layers, they're all from that. But if you missed it maybe the first time it launched, or maybe you just want to recap, we are going to be going through that collection at 12 o'clock. So you can come back at 12 for that one. Where's my scissors gone? Right, let's pop some foam tape on there. So I've got the perfect papers, and I'm just going to pop this on there like that. But I'm going to stick this circle in the center first. So let's pop this in. And then I'm going to use the corners for this one, and I'm going to build them on top and the bottom. So the top one, I'm actually going to pop that in before I pop the circle down, because I want the florals to be more prominent on the bottom. So I'm going to cover part of this top bit. So I'm going to pop this mat down first. So this is just going to go there like that, and then let's pop the next layer in, and these are all in that die set. So if you're thinking of how I've worked that out, it's all in the die for you. That's going to go on there, and then before I stick this circle in, we're going to stick one of these in. Now these are the corner ones, so you can see you've got one almost like a display, and then you've got a corner piece. Now this on its own is such a large die as well. The detail on this, and really easy to go in and snip these as well. So if you just wanted a part of it, if you just wanted to make that cone a bit smaller, they're really easy to go in and snip into. You've got all of your detailed lines, so you can just snip away with them. You're not fussy cutting, you've got those lines in there. Even if I just bent them, you'll see they kind of bend where you would snip, because you've got those lines in there. So if you wanted to go in and make it a smaller corner piece, you could absolutely do that. Or maybe you just wanted that piece, you can go in and snip these out and make them how you want them to be. Maybe you just want to make that a bit shorter. They'll fit into any project that you want to do. And obviously, because it is that corner piece, and the same with this one. So I'm going to have one at the top, one at the bottom. Now I could either just spin that round and pop that there, Or if I wanted this piece to come out, then just flip it. So you've got so much craftability with these because you can flip them. You know, you could even make a whole frame with these if you forward these out. If you do scrapbooking and then pop another two there, and you've got a frame ready to go in with your scrapbooking. There's so much that you can do with these. So this one I am going to flip, and I'm going to pop it about there, and I'm going to just put a little bit of pin flare on the back of this, just at the top, because this is going to go down flat anyway, but I just want the colours to come out like that, just kind of overhanging a little bit. And then this is going to go on there, so this is just going to cover some of that up, so that's going to go there. And then our next mat is going to go there, and then I'm going to stick my next mat and layer on here. And while I'm doing that, Bunny has just told me we've gone up to 30% of the stock now has gone for these. So we'll just pop them on there, like that. And our next one down. And then you'll have seen from some of the samples we were showing you just now that you've got that lovely doily style die as well. Now I've cut that out in the same perfect papers that we've got there in the background, and that is just going to sit in the centre there. So I'm going to pop that by there. So just glue that down flat, and then I've got my second corner piece there, and then that is just going to sit like that. So I am just going to give this a little bit of shape, and then let's grab our pin flare, because this one now is going to be the one at the front. So I do want to build this up. Now you could always go in, if you really want to build this up, you could always go in and cut these out to make your own decoupage with these, and you could really build them up. But you do have those decoupage pieces in there anyway, but if you wanted to go in with even more, you can absolutely do that. Now you've got your decoupage pieces which are so detailed. Absolutely use these completely on their own. Let me grab. Look at them. How detailed. So you could use them completely independently and use them just to fill in as well. So if you've done that corner piece and you think, oh, actually, you know, I want to add something there, or you want to join that up, then use those decoupage pieces to as fillers and things like that, and you could absolutely do that. They are so detailed. I'm going to pop that in there, and now I'm just going to add in some of these on top to really get some dimension on here, where you can see how easy these build up. They're so lovely to work with. They're just effortless to use. You don't really have to think about what you're doing with them. Plus they're florals, and florals can be absolutely any occasion at all. So you can keep these out. They could be anniversary, could be birthday, wedding, they could be absolutely anything at all. Now I'm going to add that there just to break that circle up a bit. Add that one there. And then I'm just going to add that in there like that. So I've just broken that circle up a little bit. And then I've got my sentiment. I don't think I stuck that down, but it won't come off the card either. Right, so I've got sent with love. So, because this could be any occasion at all. that you could be sending these for. I think they really do work for absolutely anything. They could be wedding, anniversary, birthday, sympathy. They could be for anything at all. And you could make these, like you could go in and put as little detail into these or as much detail as you wanted with these. You could go in and make it look more clean and simple, or you could go in and add lots of detail into these. I think these would look really good actually with the Clean and Simple collections. So the card bases that you get with the Clean and Simple, these would work really well with them. So I'm just adding some glue on to my sentiment. So I've cut out Sent with Love, and I've cut that out in the same perfect papers that I've used in the mats and layers, in that doily. So I coordinate in with the card, and then I've cut the mat out in white. So that is just going to sit on there like that. And then we can go in and add that. Ooh. In the center there. And if I pick that up, we've got our card. We can see you can add in more. You could really go in and add, oh, you could go in and add like some little water droplets as if it's been raining on the flowers. That'd be cute. But there's just so much you can do with them, and because you've got them in different compositions, there's just so many different ways that you can use them. So you can use them in, and they're lovely size as well, so don't think just for card making, you know, do think about your scrapbooks or your home decor or gift bags. There's so many different ways that you can use them. They're so pretty. The detail on them, you can see like all the shading kind of in the leaves, and honestly the detail that are in these is absolutely amazing. But obviously if you do want to make cards with these, you will need to grab the Floral Head Deer die set, which is on our show price today for $27.99, which is such a good price, I think, for the size of these as well. Let me just spin it round. So you can see they are big florals that you get in. It's a big die that you get in there, plus the decoupage pieces as well, which, like I said, I would absolutely use completely independently as well, because they work great on their own. They don't have to be just for the decoupage pieces. Use them on their own too. And don't forget as well, you do get those 2 colorways with this as well, so you will have the different colorways. And actually I'm using the other colorway now, so let me just show you. So the colorway I'm using is this one, so you can see the original one that you would have got. So you can see there your 2 different colorways. So that was the one that I just used on my demo, but then you could do, and you know what, that's the beauty of this as well, you could make that exact same card again but use that colorway and it'll still look completely different when all you've done is just use a different colorway. So especially if you do batch making and you make and sell, it's such a great way to be able to make cards quickly and effectively, because you could make the same card, change the colorway, and then you've got 2 different looking cards when all you've done is just change the floral colors. Plus you are getting that extra colorway for free today as well, so it's kind of a win-win, isn't it? Right, so I've got my card. I'm just going to glue these top pieces together on that fold. And then I've got my card base. So I've gone in with my perfect papers again, and I've got some cardstock. So I'm just going to add a bit of foam on the back of this perfect paper, just to raise this one up a bit off the back. Oh, you could even mix and match the colours together as well. I think it would work with the orange. And especially if you've got the original floral as well. You could make And they're big florals as well, so you can easily go in and snip into them, cut them down, make them a bit smaller. But it's nice to have, I always say it's nice to, I'd rather buy like a floral die that maybe I look at and I think, do I need a floral die that big? Because I can guarantee, one, you'll use it, and two, because it's bigger, you can cut into it, so it'll always fit into what you want to do. There's nothing worse than you pick a die up that you need or you want to put into a project, and then when you go to do it, you can't do it because the die is too small and there's nothing you can do about it. And it doesn't matter what I do, I can never seem to make it work then, because what the idea I had in my head doesn't work, so it just doesn't work then. Right, so I've got my floral. Now I've cut these, so you can see, look, I've snipped. Let me grab. So this is how that's going to cut out for you. So you've got that lovely design on there, and I've just snipped away. So where the white flowers are, I've snipped almost like the tail parts off. So you can see I've cut it on different ends. So I've got two almost different looking floral bits. We're just cutting one across there and the other one I've cut across there. So like I say, you can always go in and cut these down. You know, you can't make them bigger. So let's just give these a little bit of shape. And Bunny's just told me we're now up to 40% of the stock has gone. So I think everybody is loving these. Are we only 20 minutes in? Wow. No, the floral in the Held in a Moment was so popular. When we went to the NEC, we had so many people coming up and asking if we had that die available, but unfortunately we did not. Right, now I am going to put these like that. So I've kind of, like I showed you, so the design, the way that came in, let me see if I've got one. I'm kind of doing the exact same thing as how it originally came. I've just made it bigger. There you go. So you can see, so that's how that's come. But then I've taken two of these, obviously cut it, but I've almost made the exact same design, but I've made it bigger. So you can see I've kind of stuck to the same thing. But like I said, you could easily cut that down to there if you wanted to make it smaller. You know, you've got so much snippability with these. And especially because, like I said, for me, I'd always get the larger size if I had the choice, because I know I can always cut into it, but I can't make it bigger. So we're going to add these in. Now I think I'm going to have to open my other tube in a minute. Add some pin flower on here. And pop that there. And then we're going to get this one. Let's get the last little bit of this out. It's like toothpaste. You like squeeze the last little bit out. And then pop that there, like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop my sentiment in next before I do anything else. So I've got my sentiment that is just going to sit right across the middle. And I've got Scent with Happiness. So the perfect papers that I've used in the back is obviously that pink with that lovely floral pattern on. I've used the same pink, but obviously in a solid. So this matches in with that. So I've just cut that out with Scent with Happiness, which Bunny keeps telling me are my favourite sentiments. They just fit in everywhere. I always say the sentiment is always the last thing that I think about on a card, unless it's like somebody, you know, unless somebody said to you, oh, you know, can you make me a wedding card or an anniversary card, then 9 times out of 10 the sentiment is the last thing that I look at what that goes on the card. So these, they just fit. There's never a card that I'm like, that will not fit in there. So that is going to go there like that. And then just pop some pin flare right in the middle. Right, I'm going to grab my other pin flare. Now I've had the last little bits of that out. Let's grab another one. Oh, we've had a message from Linda Wilson saying good morning. Morning, Linda. Pam has messaged in from the design team. Morning, Pam. Oh, and Pam is saying Held in the Moment is one of her favourite collections, so she loves this expansion pack. I do really like Held in a Moment. And Linda has messaged as well, saying good morning, Linda. Laura and Bunny. Morning, Linda. Oh, everybody's with us today. It feels like a Monday today as well, doesn't it? Yeah, but it's not a Monday, but it feels like a Monday. Right, I am just going in now with those decoupage pieces, and some of these I am going to pop on top of the decoupage, but like that one, I've popped in the side, because if, like this one now, where I've popped these in, like I just want to fill the center bit out a little bit more. So you can use those decoupage pieces to add in, just to fill any little bits that you feel like you want to fill out. Or if you want to go in with those decoupage pieces and build these up, absolutely do that. That's one thing I love about Carnation, that you get the artwork, so you don't have to worry about keeping things. Like I used to keep things all the time. I'd limit myself to how much I'd put onto a card, because I'd be like, oh well, I've put like 2 of them on now. I'm not going to do any more, even if I wanted to. And I thought, oh, that would look really nice if I did that. Or maybe you only had like 2 left, so you'd put 1 on a card and then you wouldn't put another one on. It's like you don't have to limit yourself. You can just be as creative as you want, and especially with florals, because I think you can never go wrong with florals, and the more you add in, the better it gets. So you can absolutely make stunning cards with these. So let's add that in there, and then I'm going to add another one in there like that. Add a little bit of red in there, and then I'm going to do the same there. There you go. You're sent with happiness. But, and even with that sentiment on, again, that could be anything. That could be a sympathy, get well, you know, congratulations, happy birthday. It could be for any occasion at all, and you can really build it up. And again, like I said, you could make that exact same card now in the other colorway as well. So instead of having the red popping out, you'd have that orange color. So you could do the exact same card, but have this floral instead of that one. So you could, this is such a nice way if you do make and sell, because you could even do packs of like the same type of card, just with different flowers on, and they'll just be different colorways. But it's such an effective way of actually making and selling your cards if you do, because obviously you can make and sell with Carnation as well, which is great. So you can see, and you can just keep going with that. So you can see So that is the Floral Held Deer die set. So you can see there what that die set is going to look like if you get that home. Now it is on that show price for you. That does go back up at midnight tonight. Now we are already on 40% of the stock of this has gone. So I do think if you do want to grab it, then please try and grab it while it's still on that show price. I'm just going to spin this round for you so you can see how big the die set is, because these floral head bits, they are large size. The measurements will be on the website, won't they? Yeah, in the description. So if you do want to have a look, and then do pop over and have a look. But they are big dies that you're getting in there, really nice size florals that you can see. You kind of see it from the board, don't you? But I know it's always hard. I always find it hard to say the size when you're on screen. Like you need something like, well, if I pop my pin flare, you know, you can see it's more or less the same length, that corner bit, as my pin flare. Just 'cause I'm trying to think of what the crafters will have at home, and then you can see that's a bit bigger. So you can see they are like that floral head's bigger, so they are really big size. So the floral heads, now this is the original colorway that you get. So this will coordinate in with Held in a Moment. So the florals in Held in a Moment are the same colorway as this. So if you've already got that, this is going to coordinate perfectly, as it is the expansion pack for it. But this is a complete independent die as well. You could absolutely get this even if you didn't have the Held in a Moment collection. But you are also going to get the bonus colorway completely for free. Now this bonus colorway, you're going to get it for the Floral Held Deer, but you're also getting it for Held in a Moment as well. So the colorway, you can see, let's go here. You will also get them for the Held in a Moment. So you will see some more as I go through some of the samples, but just so you can get an idea. So that is the floral composition from Held in a Moment. So you can see exquisite arrangement. So you can see how different that is. You've got the different colorway there for the shoes, the bag, the florals. You get it for the frame, the lamp, the books. I'm trying to think what else is there. You get it for the foliage and the florals that goes around the frame. But we are going to go through Held in a Moment at 12 o'clock. So if you do want a little refresh of that, or if maybe you missed the first time around, because Held in a Moment was a super popular collection, then you can absolutely come back for that. I think I think Held in a Moment was the first collection I did. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. Right, let's go through some of these samples. Look at that. I love that. Sarah's done that one. That's so clean and simple and crisp, but those flowers just pop off that page, don't they? It is absolutely stunning. Oh, I've got one here again from Sue. I love this. It's got our stit on. Look. And the florals, so lovely. You can see how well these florals work with the card shape as well and Held in a Moment. We've got one here from Barbara. Again, using that card shape, so you can see how that comes in. Again, that just, it screams, doesn't it? It's so lovely. Really built up there, really pretty. And then I've got one here from Vera. So this is actually a really good one to show you, because the florals, the accessories, you can see the lamp, the shoes, the bag, the frame, and that floral then added in as well. So you can see the different colorways that you get there. I've got another one here with the lamp and the books. Janine's done that one for us. So you can get an idea of that. got another one there from Barbara. The flowers are just so striking. Look at this one. Who's done this one? Janine, look at this. So the candle, you can see there, you've got the different colourway there in the candle. The bowl, you have the the florals. Those are the decoupage pieces, but how striking does that look? Just using those completely independently. Oh, the ivy's on this one. I love this. Let me just show you. Look at the colourway in that ivy. Isn't that absolutely Sue's done this one? And on the bottom there, so you can see the different colourway there, the shoes, the bag, the frame, the ivy, and they just work so well with the new colourway for the floral held deer as well. And then I've just got one more. Look at that. The composition on these florals will work with anything as well. You could pop them like that one there with the heart. They could be with an oval. They could go into squares, circles. They're going to work in any shape at all. And obviously you do have those corner pieces as well. So there's no card, no shape that you're going to want to add in florals to, that the composition of your card is not going to work. They are just going to fit in effortlessly with these. So pretty. That could be either way as well, couldn't it? Really pretty. Right, let's pop this back over there, and then let me grab another demo. Right, now this one I am using the original colourway, so the one that you had for Held in a Moment. I'm going to use that colourway for this. Let me just... So you can see there, the original one. So the first demo I did, you can see there, and then we've got that one. Really pretty. And again, I can't stress how big these are. So I do think they'd work together. I think you can mix and match them. It's like, it's because of the red, like, and then the red in the other colorway. I know this is for the other one, but because the red just pulls it together, doesn't it? And then you've got that white, so you could easily actually add that. Oh, that you could make like, oh, you could pop them on an envelope. Oh, last week, Bunny, when you did the numbers, the occasions, you would have been so disappointed that I didn't do my demo. Because do you know what my demo was? One of my demos was for those. It was not a Christmas card, but it was a box with the number on, because I thought you could use it for advent calendars. It was on the Christmas theme, yes. But I was like, oh, you could make little boxes and then you could put the numbers on. And then you've got an advent calendar. Next week, yeah. All right, let's pop this on. Now, my card is a 6x6 card. And I've just gone in with my paper trim and I've just cut that out. So I've just given the front of the card almost like that L shape. And then I've got the perfect papers again from Held in a Moment. All the perfect papers I've used are from that collection. That's going to go on there. And then I've got some white cardstock that's just going to sit on there as well. So just to add a bit of height to these layers, we'll pop these in. I wonder if anybody at home has already started their Christmas crafting. I bet you there is. Because I do know, I think some crafters, because they go to like fairs and they'd have stalls and things over Christmas. So they will make Christmas cards and crafts and things all year round. So they know they've got enough for like the Christmas markets and their stands and things like that. Right, that's going to go there like that. So I've got that. And then I'm going to do the exact same thing on the inside, but I'm just going to glue these in. So that is just going to sit there. And then we'll pop they are quite Christmassy, aren't they? The florals, they are quite Christmas. I think it's the red in them. They just, you could absolutely get away with these for Christmas. Just pop these on the card. Oh, that one that had gold on it. Wait there, where was it? Yeah. That you could absolutely get away with. I've got it. Now imagine just Merry Christmas or season's greetings there. That would be a Christmas card. Oh, I should have thought that, shouldn't I? And then I could have done a Christmas demo. I've got to wait till next week. I've got all my tiny lights ready, glitter, headbands. I've got it all ready to go. Got it all ready to go. Now, right, I've done that L to kind of follow the pattern of the floral. Now, with this though, I wanted to fill that. I didn't want it to just sit there like that. I wanted it to have a bit more impact on it. So what I've done is I've grabbed the corner one and I've snipped one in half. So this one has come from there. So you can see I've just snipped that away. So again, you're not fussy cutting. Those cut lines are already there for you. All you're doing is just snipping those. They're almost just like holding the die in place. You can snip that out. And then I've done the same on the other side and just snip that away. So I can now make this bigger. So I can pop that there and I can pop that there, and that just fills that now. So let's grab some glue and then let's just give this a little bit of shape, and then we can add this in. So let's pop that up. Let's move that first. Right, so that's going to sit there in that corner bit. Then this is going to go over there. And this is the lovely thing about these and the size of them as well. You can always go in and snip them and just make them go in or make them fit to whatever kind of design or project or whatever it is that you want to do. You will absolutely make these work for you. This is going to go there like that. And then we've got another bit here. I'm going to stick there. Let's turn this down a bit. Put that there. We're going to add that there like that to cover that little gap. And then I'm going to add this in, there, like that. So I've got more there. So I've really filled that little front area up. And I've just been told we are now almost at 50% of the stock of this is gone. So super duper popular. Don't miss it at that show price if you do want to grab this. I'm going to add in some of those decoupage pieces now because I really want the front of this to really stand out. So I'm going to go in, and another thing I would say as well, if you haven't got it, the ball tool with the foam and the ball tools, the carnation do, would be perfect for this, to get some shape into those florals. And then I'm going to add in some more of these. So I'm going to just go around and just add in some of these little roses. Let's try putting it in the right place. There we go. So I've got a couple of these. I'm just going to add these in, and you could even, actually I'm going to put one there as well to break that blue up. And this is the nice thing with these, you can go in and just effortlessly build up where you want these to go and how you want them to go. And they look so amazing when you do it. It just catches your eye, doesn't it? Straight away. I mean, look at that. And already, I haven't even done anything. All I've done is I've die cut out 2 corner florals and cut one in half. And I've just stuck them together, and look at that. That looks amazing. Look at that. They look, honestly, when you get them home, you cut them out and you see the detail in the artwork, in the dies. Honestly, you don't have to do anything. You could just cut them out, pop them on a card, and you're done. They are so detailed. They do all the work for you. And now I'm just going to grab my sentiment. And let's pop a little bit of glue on there. Did somebody email in to say that they've done their Christmas cards? Oh, see? Oh my gosh. So Pamela, was it Pamela? Pamela has messaged in saying that she's started Christmas because she's raising funds for cystic fibrosis, and she's made 500 cards since last year. Wow. That's a lot of cards. Oh, well done. Yeah, I do think. I think for me, by the time Christmas in June came around, it was like, I don't know, it was just nice to have a change. It was like, oh, something different, something, it's just something fresh. Yeah. And then and I always say the same thing. Every June, I say, oh, if I just, if I make 1 card a week, just 1 Christmas card a week, then I won't have a mad rush of trying to make Christmas cards like the week before Christmas or whatever. And I never ever do it. But every June, my plan is, I see something and I'm like, they are going to be my Christmas cards this year. And I think, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get that collection. I'm going to make 1 Christmas card a week. Just 1. I can deal with that 1 card. Do I ever do it? No. It's always just a rush for me. I always start with good intention, but I always end up being just a rush like the week before Christmas of making everything. But, I try and go into it. But maybe this year will be my year of one one card a week. Bunny is not convinced, but we'll see. Maybe it will. Maybe. So look at that. So pretty with that corner. And you can just see how you can build that up. You can add in so much dimension on these as well. Really build that height in. Get some really nice shape in there. They look so realistic. And again, that could be absolutely any occasion at all. And again, do the exact same thing, but in the other colorway. And it's still going to look completely different, even though you've done the exact same card. These florals are so big, I don't think I'm even going to get the 3 cards that I've done. There you go. But how different, and I love how different it looks when you see the original colourway and then you see the new colourway. They just look so different, and that colourway as well would be great going into autumn, you know, with that little pop of orange that you've got there as well. So they're going to be great for any autumn season birthday cards or anything like that. Autumn weddings, they would be perfect for things like that. So you're really going to be able to mix and match these up. And like I said, do the exact same cards. If you are somebody, especially if you make and sell for charity and things, you know, batch make them, make the same card numerous times, just change the colourway so they look completely different, just in a different colourway. But then you can go through them really quickly because you are using the same die, the same card style, but it's going to look completely different because you've got that different colourway there. So you can see the Floral Held Deer die set, which has been so popular. We are almost at 50% of the stock of this is gone, and we're almost coming to the end of the first show, so it has been really, really popular. I'm just going to flip it around again just so you can get an idea of how big this die is, because they are large size die. Like I was saying, that's about the size of my tub of pin flare, and obviously that is bigger than my pin flare, so they are really big, really, really detailed. With those decoupage pieces in there as well, you can really add them in. It is on that show price today though. That is going to go back up at midnight, so it's $27.99. So if you do want to grab it, please get it before the stock goes, because it is going quickly. And honestly, we've had so many messages from people asking about the original florals in Held in a Moment. So if you do want to get this, please get it, especially when it's on the show price, so you don't there's nothing worse than when you miss out on something. So do not have, what is it, FOMO, fear of missing out. That's it, you don't want that. Right, I'm going to go through the boards quickly before we go through some more of the design team samples, so you can just see exactly what that die is going to look like. So even if you want to cut these out yourselves, go in with some watercolour paint, your alcohol pens, you could absolutely do that. You've got all of that detail there in those dies for you. Even cut them out in different colour cards or paper piece them, you can do that. But you have those colourways here for you, so you don't have to worry if you're sat at home thinking, they look so detailed, I'll never be able to colour in like that. You don't have to do it. You've got the print out there. All you need to do is print. I would say as well, I would highly recommend printing on Pro Print paper, and then you will get the exact same detail colourway that we've got here. We will have plenty of that on the website in different weights as well, so you can go on there and choose. So this is the colourway that coordinates in with the floral in Held in a Moment. And then you have your bonus colourway as well that you will get in today for free. So you can download this now already. It's free on the website. So you can see this is the original floral from Held in a Moment. And then you can see this is what that looks like in the new colourway. So let me just grab another one. So you can really build this up. And obviously if you've already got Held in a Moment, this is going to add a new lease of life to that collection for you. Now you do get the colourway for the floral, but you also get the colourway in the full collection. So you've got a complete new download for this. You've got the shoes, the bag, the frame, the lamp, the books. You've got different colourways in there for a lot of the elements in Held in a Moment. So it's not just the florals that you'll be getting. I'm going to grab some of the samples so that you can see. There you go. So you can see there. And you can see there actually the books, the lamp, the bag, the shoes. So you do have lovely colourways in there that's going to coordinate in with the new colourway that you've got for there. So you can see your florals there built into the collection. You've got the ivy there as well. That's a really autumnal card, isn't it? Really lovely. Sue did that one. And then we've got one here from Barbara. Again, the candle as well, so you can see the candle has got a different colourway in there. And then I've got one here by Janine. So you can see there how you can bring in those florals too. Look at this. Fiona's done this one. Look at that. And that's just such a nice example of actually building up those corner pieces to make that frame. You can really go in and even added in all those decoupage pieces on top of there. I mean, that could be, you could put that into like a picture frame, a shadow box frame, or that could be your memory book, your scrapbook. There's so many different ways you can build these up. They just look amazing. Got another one here from Pam. And then I got one more. Look at that from Sue. Yeah, Bunny's just said that she thinks the design team have enjoyed these because there's so many. I think you're right. There are so many samples here. And they're all so different as well though. Like we got that one there from Sue. And then look at that one there. This is just, so Barbara did this one. And that's using those decoupage pieces. That could be get well. That could be congratulations, your wedding, that could be Christmas. That could be Christmas. Yeah, just add some mirror card there with your season's greetings, and you've got that there. Really lovely. And then we've got another one here by Vera, and you can see there the books, the different colourways that you can add in. I love the new colourway there on the frame. But we are going to go through Held in a Moment at 12. So if you did miss that at the start when that launched, or maybe you've already got it and you want to refresh, or you want to see the colourways, the new colourway in a bit more detail, then make sure you do come back and join us then at 12. But I am going to just say last call for the Floral Held Dear, because we are coming to the end of our show and we have been so popular. We are almost at 50% of the stock of this has gone. It is on that show price for you of $27.99. If you do want to jump on the website and grab that now, you've got the QR code there, you can scan that. You've got your code 250512. You can type that into the website and it will take you straight to the die set. The price will go back up at midnight tonight, so do bear that in mind. But thank you so much to everybody who's messaged in, if you've joined us in for our show. That was the first show of today. We are going to be back again at 12 with Held in a Moment, and then we are going to be back again with this at 2. So if you do want to come back and watch some more shows with us, then hopefully we will see you in a bit. If you want to comment in, if you want to ask us any questions, or if there's something you've thought in this show we didn't cover, you want to know, then just send us a message and we will try and answer your questions in the show. So hopefully we will see you come back here at 12.